Hello everybody, welcome back to Wappelville. Welcome back to Lothlorien, because we're going to keep working on our Wintry Elves here. So, little Galadhrim action, the freehand, all that good stuff. Well, we got our Dark Queen Schmaladriel. She has some primer on her there, so ready to go. Of course, we kind of have been keeping this guy around to show what the pre-glaze looks like. I see we need to get ourselves a little bit more of the Prussian blue out there. So that's from Winsor Newton. It's the Alkids. I'm actually going to throw some Phthalo green out here too, and that's also it's the Alkids, but this is the Gamlin Fastmat. Hey there, Armored Wolf. Sorry that man went all the way to the street. Holy smokes, that's that's pretty crazy. Nice to see you there, Ryan and Russian Blue Art. Welcome back. Well, happy Monday or Tuesday, depending on where you might live. So we're going to continue with these guys, and we're going to hit them with that pre-glaze. We got a couple of them here. We'll do that spear guy maybe, and this sword guy right here. So we'll do these two guys. I'm going to set him out of the way, so that we don't have any little spatter type things. Hey there, Nurgle Matthew, nice to see you. I'm gonna have to mix me up some more Prussian blue and phthalo green here. Again, just do a little bit of pre-glaze. Hey, Deuce, nice to see you again. Happy Monday to you. Hopefully your week got off to a decent start. Hopefully everybody's week got off to a decent start. It's been kind of crazy here. Unfortunately, I accidentally deleted all of the step-by-step Theoden pictures. So that is one that I won't be able to show any step-by-step images for. Because, well, I thought the last painting I did was the Balrog. The SD card on the camera was running really low on space, so I ended up wiping out what I thought was already loaded pictures. So I thought I already put those on the other machine. Sadly, that was not the case. Well, that's good there. That's good, Juice. Actually, yeah, I'm going to try and do that a little bit more. Show folks how to maybe mix some custom primers. Obviously, we even did that on this vehicle here. Yeah, those are some custom primers there.
So say we all.
I mean, Badger's got, what, 24 different colors of primer. Hey there, Grey Wolf Studio. Nice to see you. That's almost 3 baker's dozens. Now, Grey Wolf, sorry I haven't had a chance to shoot you a message in the last couple of days there. I hope that things are kind of, at least for right now, kind of stabilized. I know that it's going to be crazy, but hopefully things, at least right now, maybe are a little bit manageable. So we are going to cut up another sponge here just to give those guys maybe a minute or two to set. And we also have that new radiant color out here. So yeah, Grey Wolf, there's a... We're trying to see if we've found some new radiant colors here. Here, I'll show you. Oh, that's right, I got to try and get more of these with the paint sale still. So they're from Richardson, and this is on the palette right now. The other one was this fun. It is much lighter even than our... Well, no, it is still lighter than our Radiant Violet, so... But we'll see if these are essentially the same thing. I got to try and remember tonight to place that order, and if that paint sale is still going on. I have no idea. It would be nice if it was. Let me see here. Let's get to our sponges. Maybe we'll use one of the mid-sized ones here. We'll start with the stuff on the ground here first to give it some time. I'm glad that things are relatively stable. We also tried that Pyrrole Orange. Can't show the bust, not on Twitches anyway, but we did test this out and used it for a new video that will be going up on the Patreon page tomorrow. Let's wipe this off, like so. Yeah, like that. Now we do have, well, Bambi Cam is still going. Let me see. Okay, that's going to be hard to get with a bunch of elves sitting on top of that phone. I'll wipe that away. Now, see how this is kind of on the shiny side here? That means if I hit this, more that's going to be coming off than if, say, I was to give it 5 more minutes. However, I do see that the one is, this one here, again, a little bit less with the shiny than the other one. So yeah, Grey Wolf, it was, well, I was actually looking for the Puro Orange, and I just happened to see those. And again, I don't know if the, not sure if that paint sale is still going on. I'll let somebody else scout that out. Now you can see here, no, let me complete this. This is what I love about having the multiple figures out here. Let's just show a couple of different things that we normally don't get to show. Of course, Grey Wolf, if there is anything that you wanted to share in the chat, go on ahead and do that. And of course, well, hopefully, maybe things calm down enough to where you might be able to do some painting as well. I know it's been way too out there to be able to do something like that right now. All right, we got this little trio right here. So you got your primer, you got your pre-glaze, and now let's wipe away so you can kind of see how there is. It's not just a little bit darker. When I hit this with the dry brush, that's going to, this color is going to mix with what on that dry brush. Hey, Mr. Cheshire, how you doing? I hope that, again, your day was a good one to start off the week. So see, this one was left a little bit longer. So see, a little bit more of that remains behind. The other little trick, remember too, is you just kind of, maybe for the first portion of this, maybe just keep using the same sponge before you shift over to a different one. Hey, Tarzan, nice to see you, boy. It's been a while. I hope that you're doing well. So again, happy Monday there, Mr. Cheshire. I know for some folks it's already Tuesday. We've got a little ways to Tuesday here. We got 2 hours and 20 some odd minutes, or around 2 hours 18 minutes before we get to a happy Tuesday. So this, and hopefully it will appear. Yeah, you can see it's just a little bit darker because that had a chance to set on there just a little bit longer. So therefore, a little bit darker. Now I'm gonna grab me a little bit of a filbert or something here. Maybe we try some of our radiant gray. Of course, we have the ice blue too. What was crazy about that Puro Orange is that kind of the stuff by the top of the tube was, I have to say, it was a little bit on the dry side, which is a little weird because the Richardson stuff is, I know Grimm liked that aspect of it. It's supposed to be kind of smoother or whatever. Now, I'm glad that you're doing okay there, Tarzan. Glad that you're doing okay. Again, I hope that everybody's existing relatively peacefully out there. Now, again, I don't want to do too much on this because I want to have the snow on there. If this gets too light, that snow is it's gonna look kind of dingy by comparison. Yeah, Grey Wolf, actually, if there's anything that you wanted to share in the chat, and again, I was able to start a little bit earlier tonight. I was hoping maybe that could help a few folks here that maybe haven't been able to see one in a while. It's been really bouncy here, so that's why I have not been able to start at well, even this is kind of a little bit later than I would like for, say, a Monday. would be nice to be able to do something like, I don't know, a 7 o'clock. This is the last time I had a chance to do one of those. So Tarzan, I've been printing up a lot of terrain on the new Bamboo X1, which has really, that's been very helpful. That has been super helpful. Really happy to be able to do that, and it keeps on chugging pretty well. So again, there's our primer, pre-glaze. Now we're starting to get into that lighter stuff over here. Hey there, Arid, nice to see ya. Everybody, please give Arid again wave a follow. So Arid, I hope also same thing, that the stuff's going well on your end. Now let's get into maybe some of the armor stuff here. So I'm going to do this, right, to mimic kind of what we've been doing on our shields here. And of course, printing out lots of basing bits. Now, Adepticon looms, so that is going to that's going to make things extra crazy over the next several weeks here. Let me get to my yeah, we'll do it there too. Maybe a little more on that shield. Okay, so let's do this again. This is, again, the fun thing about having the multiple miniatures. We can kind of make this little train. Let's do there. Okay, now we got our dark set. Now I'm going to start getting some of the other things on here, like our browns. So the asphaltum here, we'll start breaking this down. We'll get some of the Van Dyke brown into that as well. Sort of, mostly a pinline wash, not 100% pinline wash. Again, it's relatively close. Get that going here. There's our little, the belt strap there, which goes off in 2 directions, which on the first one didn't actually see. That's here. Oh, there's actually no, that's not another one. Get the back of the shield here. Oh, that's right. We don't have an archer on. Okay, I was thinking, why are there so many shields? It's because usually I've been doing a shield and then an archer. Yep, that needs some over there too. And then that will slightly change the hair color. So now you can really see again how that is going to progress. Again, the primer, the pre-glaze, wipe off the pre-glaze, start to add some light. Now we're getting back in with some of the darks. I tell you, Grand Oracle, it really is fun to have these multiple figures like this, because it really, really, really lets us show this kind of thing, right? What the pre-glaze looks like, what that sort of initial dry brushing phase looks like compared to, say, the next phase. Oh, and Grand Oracle, I don't know if you heard, yeah, the hype train takes AA batteries. I bought a bunch of C batteries that, well, I don't quite need right now, because when I open that thing up, much to my surprise, yeah, it only takes AA's. But we got new batteries in there. So blades. Ooh, actually, there's a new. I don't think I sent you a picture of it. It's another type of, another flavor of pork tenderloin, and it's like a honey sriracha or something like that. And it just kind of got me thinking of some kind of maple, like maple syrup infused pork tenderloin. I gotta do that. Yeah, I gotta take some pork tenderloin and kind of infuse that with some maple syrup. A maple syrup rub there for the pork tenderloin. Hey there, Valfera. Nice to see ya. So, Valfera, I hope that, well, I know you were trying to kind of recover from the second thing there. Hopefully that goes well. Hopefully not too much Monday in your Monday as always. Now I'm just going to take this, and if I put this in here, we have all that. Remember we put some of the Hansa yellow in this? Yeah, see, it's picking up some of that. I didn't change the color at all. I'm using the same exact color that I was just using on the blue armor. Now that's going on the hair. Why? Because that is going to mix with the pre-glaze that we already put there. I can even do some of that here on the hands because there's the Terra Rosa there in place. Maybe get a little bit of light on there. So again, whoops, here, let me get you out of the way. 57 minutes ago, these two gents look just like him. So I'm not saying, I'm just saying. We will be coming back with some of the dark too. Now, where did there you are. Again, that's got a little bit of the radiant green in it. Just using the soft Lethal Shadows brush. And again, we've got, is this, no, it's not the one. Here's the one. So we've got, I think it's 3 dozen of these and 12 of the black Wappelius one. Right, so we've got a dozen of those, and I'll be taking those to Adepticon. Now, obviously, I know, Ryan, I know you sent me a message about those. Essentially, the idea is to going to try and take some pre-order type things. Everybody check out the Instagram link that Valfera posted. So yeah, the idea is that I'll have those with me at Adepticon, and people can essentially pick them up there. We were hoping to have a few that weren't already claimed before Adepticon, so maybe some folks that didn't hear about this or whatever could get some there also at Adepticon. So Valfera, I'll make sure just how many he's got coming this way. We might even maybe get a few more. But yeah, I'll shoot you a message tomorrow or whatever, and see what, if you want to eat or something like that. One of the and it'll be just the we'll stick with the Caress the Brush for now. We will eventually expand to other chapters of the Book of Wappel. And of course, Armored Wolf did those magnificent stickers. I have my my package of stickers that came this way. I got those out. Already trying to stage things for Adepticon. And of course, I want to get some of those on my cases too. So I was gonna start putting some of those on my cases. Hey there, Doji. Nice to see you. So Doji, you will be tomorrow be able to set your eyes on the Puro Orange video. Uh, I can only imagine what Puro Orange and this would do together. Oh my gosh. That would be pretty wild to see these two colors together, the Cobalt Teal and the Puro Orange. So everybody please check out Armored Wolf's Etsy page. Again, Armored Wolf worked really hard on those. Worked very hard. We appreciate Armored Wolf doing that. Also, please check out the Armored Wolf Etsy page for those fabulous dice bags. Since Armored Wolf is legally obligated never to sleep, you need to order tons of dice bags so that he never gets a chance to sleep. Yes, we don't want to violate any laws or anything like that. So Doji, great to see you. Of course, Doji, you want to share any links in the chat? Same thing there, Nerefel. I hope that all the Dark Eldar stuff is going really well. Actually, Nerefel, I was about to shoot you a message. It was just a funny image that I had, and I was going to send you some images of the 3D printed stuff and just how much of it there is. That's pretty funny. Nice to see you there, Nerefel. It's weird because I saw you there, and I'm thinking, well, I didn't actually send that message to Nerefel. Nerefel wrote me back already. So Doji, it was Radiant Violet, Radiant Green, and Radiant Violet, Radiant Green, and the other one was Brilliant Yellow Pale, and then of course our white, the control color. Oh, and Radiant Blue. I was going to say Radiant Turquoise, but it was Radiant Blue. How nice to see you there, Paintwater Sommelier. Everybody, please give Paintwater Sommelier a follow. So, Paintwater, you want to share anything in the chat, please go on ahead. Great to see you again there, Paintwater. Everybody check out the Instagram link that Doji just shared. Again, fabulous Elfall and Tokore miniatures painted with oils. And Ryan, I don't know if you had a chance to share your links or not, but that would be more oil-painted miniatures. Let me see. So yeah, Nerefel, I'll send you a link now. Of course, there's a whole bunch of chapters of the Book of Wappel that eventually we can have on the brushes. So again, everybody please give a follow to Wicked Minis. So Wicked Minis, again, what were you working on there? And hopefully everything is going well. I know everybody's very, very, very busy on Adepticon stuff. Alright, here we go. We're going to replicate our Freehand. Now this is just pinched a little bit more in here, so we don't quite have the same area to work with. And remember, we've got our dark blue that's going to be going into this too, which can then clean up some of those edges there. Doing some white scars. Everybody please check out that Instagram link there that Wicked Minis posted. And then again, please give Wicked Minis a follow. So Wicked Minis, how many of those do you need to get done? Because I know, well, there's the kill team size, and then there's, well, full-on army size. So wasn't sure if it's white scars for kill team or white scars for a standard-sized 40k army. Just the one. Okay. Now, Wicked Minis, was there any like a special freehand that you did on it? Because obviously there is the one white scar symbol, but then there's some other little kind of like secondary insignia that I sometimes see on white scars. I think I've tried to do that on some. I haven't done too many of them. I think I actually had to do pre-heresy white scars once. I'll steal you there, Doji. Again, Doji, if you wanted to share your link one more time before you head out there. But thanks so much for being here. But Doji, I don't think you ever thought you would get this much screen time for the Cobalt Teal, did you? It's definitely getting a lot of it, right? Well, it is more than worthy of the attention, wouldn't you say? Oh, that's fantastic. That's even extra special right there. Yeah, Wicked Minis. Well, sometimes the capes can be a nice open canvas, and then sometimes they're a closed canvas if they have too much of the too many folds and undulations. They can make it a little bit of a hassle, can't they? So again, just here, this is what the 8th time now that I've done this particular freehand pattern here. Boy, Wicked Minis, it has been really, what's interesting is that it dries very flat and very fast. Said nobody ever about a cobalt color before. That is one of the big mysteries, is how in the world does this dry so darn fast, and then it's also matte. It's kind of like it's like the anti-cobalt cobalt. It's very, very strange. Now again, over here I'm going to be utilizing some of the blue to make the corrections there. But first we got to do this. We need to do this part of our pattern here. It comes down like so, and then around. And we were just doing a new video, and I was painting a bust with this. So this is the Puro Orange. And I got really wild with the other radiant colors here, especially the green. This was the thing that I focused on most during the video. That was really wild. And then, with that Fey Enchantress, this was also really big for that too. Actually, essentially dry brushing this into some violet and some magenta. Alright, let's loop you around here. Like so. Yeah, Wicked Minis, it's rated as semi-opaque. It's actually more opaque than I expected it to be. It's one of those richest in colors. We've also been, and actually we're using it right now. Where did you go? There you are. So it's almost like they have these this series of brilliant colors, and I'm wondering if this is their version of radiant colors. This one I have not tried yet. I'm going to see tonight if I can get a couple more of these, and then we could maybe do some videos on those. Yeah, Wicked Minis, here you got folds, you've got the quiver sitting in front of it, right? And then, well, let me see, there was another one that had all kinds of, here even, this one. Even just these minor undulations still made it kind of crazy to be able to get that on there. So Wicked Minis, these are the Velvet Touch from Princeton, and this is the short liner brush. Now the short refers to the handle, not the bristles. So the spotter brushes, those tend to have bristles that are only about 1/3 as long as these. So yeah, very, very short bristles. And those kind of brushes, well, first of all, they get extinguished really quickly. They get beat up fast. And obviously here, this it's a synthetic brush. So it holds that shape. It doesn't flop around. Also, too, again, we can just keep that brush going because there's plenty of paint on there, right? And that's you can use them for watercolors too and such, but I really do enjoy those. Now, no, that's not my blending brush. This is my blending brush here. So I'm just going to get rid of that, and we'll just try that again. And Princeton also makes the filbert brushes that I use. Show you one of those in a second. Is that a filbert? Nope. There's one of them. So yeah, there we go. So there's a filbert brush there again from Princeton. Boy, Wicked Minis, yeah, I never thought that I would be getting some of them for myself. Grimm sent some of them here because he really liked them, and well, obviously I think he kind of liked the story of, the son or whatever, I think it was the grandson, who is trying to revive the company again, and he wants it to be essentially Williamsburg quality, but maybe say Gamlin or Winsor Newton prices. Which, I mean, that wouldn't be terrible, would it? I don't think I would complain if there was something that was potentially as, say, nice as the. Oh, actually, we have some of this Puro Orange over here. We've actually been using that on the elf skin today. Just, it was out there, it was left over from the video, so I just threw it out here. Didn't think I'd actually be using it for skin tones, but there's already been some interesting mixes. Well, Night Whisper, I hope that those color charts are not too boring for you. I mean, in school, there wouldn't have been anything more boring than doing those. But of course now they're completely fascinating because I really never quite know if it's a new color, what to expect. So it always holds some kind of new and interesting twist. As I try to add some of my... I guess I could have gone with almost a darker skin tone on these guys, made them almost more like dark elves. It only just occurs to me now, but because it's winter and stuff, I just thought, well, let's go with the lighter skin tone, I think. I think to me that makes a little more sense theme-wise. Yeah, Arda Michael, it's weird how brands kind of flop around, right? And what's weird, Arda Michael, is for me to think of Winsor Newton as my cheapest brand. When I was doing watercolors back in the day, that was not the case. Basically, Winsor Newton was, well, I think maybe there was Holbein or something like that. Maybe there was something a bit more above that ranking-wise, but still, Winsor Newton watercolors way back in the day, we kind of thought, well, that's the really, really great stuff. Hey there, Bitsrot. Nice to see ya. Let me grab one of these smaller ones here like this. Let me take a peek here. Sure enough, yep. I think Radiant Green and some Asphaltum here might just do that trick. Oh, gee whiz. Okay. Now I can get to it. Oh, okay. That's very cool there, Bithron. So everybody please check out Night Whispers. Is that Insta link there? That is an Instagram link there from Night Whisper. So everybody check out what Night Whisper posted, and of course please give Night Whisper a follow too if you could. Now, let me get a little bit more of my... I mean, it's sort of a bit of a mid-tone there. It's certainly not a highlight or anything. The oils sure do make things like spear handles and banner poles a lot faster. Okay, so we'll stop right there. Let's get some stuff going here on this little depression blue too. And we did on the sword. We need to do that here. Also, we need to be thinking about reflected light up here, like so. Maybe another go around there. So again, everybody, please check out the link that Night Whisper just posted. A little bit of reflected light there too. Now, I'd actually, well, when in doubt, make things darker. That's also going to help really set more of an edge here too. So let me get the indigo here. I was looking at this going, why does that not really appear sharp? Because we just don't have the dark there. And if we do that here, we'll be coming back with our light again too. So we already have the dark on that side. So let's get these down here. And we'll also have to work in some of the dark on the shield, also again on the freehand. So we're going to let that set. We will take some of this darker stuff and work on that shield. Indigo green. So phthalo green with the indigo infused. Or the other way around. Well, Bithron, well, how many times have we talked about you really can't have too many of those? Even if it's just, well, for lack of a better term, the common ones. I mean, making the specialty ones is really fun and everything, but it's always weird just how many common ones you need. And, yeah, Bithron, believe it or not, those pictures that I showed you there, that's just the new stuff that I printed. That doesn't include a massive, well, actually 2 big shelving units that have all my own homemade terrain, like my bolt action stuff. Yes, there's think of a shelving unit the size of that pile of totes that you saw, and that's all bolt action terrain. And then there's another shelving unit that has a lot of the Lord of the Rings terrain that I've made, well, like the Rohan stuff and everything else. So it's going to get interesting. That's why I've kind of gone more to the 3D printing stuff. First of all, it allows me to print while I'm doing a bunch of other things, like, I don't know, stream. But that stuff is relatively strong, especially if it's, well, like the Moria stuff I just printed out. It's basically a solid block, which is not solid. Alright, there's our dark there. Let me swing back around to here and our freehand design. Yeah, actually, Bithron, yeah, these trees, and that's the other thing I've got to print out of those, the new birch trees there. I'm actually going to be doing a video showing how to take the really cheap kind of little Christmas tree type ferns or fir trees and adding the flock and such to them to turn them into something that looks a bit more realistic. So everybody, please check out the YouTube channel, the Instagrams. I will be trying to create probably tomorrow or something like that another YouTube vid. I might try to take the Fae Enchantress stream and cut that down a little bit. So I try to take the Twitch streams, maybe if it's 5 hours, cut it down to 2.5 or something. Oh, that's good. And Bithron too. The lampposts. That is something. And I think I told you, Bithron, about those tavern tables. It was a free thing that it was maybe custom miniature maker or something sent to folks, where it's basically a table and there's a candle in the middle, and you know the typical tea lights. Well, you set that underneath this thing, and only the tip of the tea light comes out, so it makes the candle look like it's illuminated. It's pretty ingenious, I have to say. I haven't printed one out yet. It's probably going to be kind of big. So they wouldn't be tables for the Hobbit stuff. So there we go. See, just trying to reinforce some of those edges there with the dark blue. that. There we go. Let me get that edge sharpened up too. So again, 2.5 hours ago, there was no paint on either of these guys. Charging along. And again, as a programming note, most likely on Thursday we'll be doing some of that Marvel Crisis Protocol terrain. If it fits on stream, if it doesn't, then well, maybe not. But I think we can get that to fit on stream. Again, trying to do some of the reinforcement here of my freehand lines with the darker stuff. It's always easier to do the thinner lines with the darker stuff. And that was always true even with the acrylic, so it's not just an oil painting thing. Hey there, Lethal Shadows. Well, Lethal Shadows, we've been using a bunch of these, and I told folks about the numbers that you would try to make. So everybody, please give Lethal Shadows Gaming a follow. So Lethal Shadows Gaming, of course, the one-stop shop for all of your printing needs. If there's a bunch of files that you need, you don't have a printer, that's not a problem, because Lethal Shadows has about 90 bazillion files. Pretty much every busts, terrain, large scale, small scale, so whatever. Lethal Shadows also has their own range of sculpts as well. And of course, again, we've been using the sides here, and these are the two, so we'll have at least the initial plan is a dozen of these, right? The black handle ones there, and then 36 of these. Now with the crested brush, do not crush the brush. And those are the paint sides again, where you do this right here, you can take that apart, you got this, and then you can switch this out for, here we go, for another different size or whatever. It's also a way to maybe store your brushes. So, or you're going to carry them to a convention or something like that, right? And you don't want to beat them up too much. So you take them out of there, you put them in a little protector. Now, one thing for sure, and we say this all the time, you always want to keep a track of where that spring is. You don't want that spring to go away on you. There are replacement springs, though. You can get this. Should it become necessary, there are replacement springs. So again, Lethal Shadows was kind enough to do those. Now Lethal Shadows can't be at Adepticon because Lethal Shadows is doing 50 conventions in 2 weekends, or at least it feels like it, right, Lethal Shadows? Or does it feel more like 75 in 2 weekends? But if you want to let folks know where you're going to be at those 2 events, please let them know in the chat there. Let me get there we go. Now, Lethal Shadows, if you wanted to, that interview where they can actually see what the booth looks like and such. Yeah, post a link to that. I completely forgot about that one. That really kind of says it all. So we will have a collection of those at Adepticon, and of course, should those prove to be mighty popular or whatever, we will try to do some more of those. Let me see if I can another. Here we go. I can use this. I can use this because it just infused a little bit of dark down in that shadow area there. So everybody check out that YouTube link that Lethal Shadows just posted there. Again, that kind of gives you a nice little look-see into the kind of fabulous stuff that Lethal Shadows Gaming does. Let me go back to my latest light here. So back to the latest light here. Let's start bringing down some of this here white, like this. Hey, how you doing? Zelica, nice to see you. So Zelica, hopefully you were able to get a bunch of work done after the raid there. So, sorry to jump on you there. I know you were trying to get a lot of work done, but hopefully you got a whole bunch of new follows too. Everybody, please give Zelica a follow there. And of course, Zel, if you wanted to post any links to stuff in the chat, stuff that you've been working on the stream, go ahead and do that. So yeah, this is, I think this is the third stream now. Yeah, this is the third stream because the first two were painted on a tutorial vid. And I think, I was talking about that Fey Enchantress. So that's the Fey Enchantress. Also with our new color, the cobalt teal bluish. And again, using the oils that made this a snap, right? That bright green into the violet. Ooh, actually, we can do a quick little film noir here to demonstrate. Wait a minute, what happened to all the value? Where's all the contrast? It just went away. Is she literally just the same shade of gray practically everywhere? Well, sort of. Because there's not a value contrast, there is a color contrast and a temperature contrast. Right? Cooler blue, that's kind of high chroma. We've got the warmer, also high chroma magenta there. You've got the warmer green. You got some violet there, same thing. Warmer green and violet. That's a green to violet transition there. Again, if you do want to post anything in the chat there and let folks know what you've been doing on stream, please go ahead. We don't need that fuzz on the end of the brush there. Oh, and this is what I was, yeah. So again, Dark Queen Galadhrim, she accepts the One Ring, and suddenly it's winter in Lothlorien. And that's why, here, let me see if I can get to a couple of these guys here. And eventually they will have the snow and the icicles on their base. So yeah, that I have been wanting to do. We've been talking about doing Galadhrim Elves or one of the elf armies in a winter theme, but it kind of was like, well, okay, how do we work that in story-wise? And then I saw that that's from Dandelions in Middle-earth. So are these guys. These are also from Dandelions in Middle-earth. So yep, these are all done by Dandelion in Middle-earth. Dandelion also did, remember, she did the Oliphants. That when we printed out one of those already, and then a whole bunch of the specialty ring rates on Fell Beasts. And I think I've got at least 3 of those printed out now. I think she did, well, obviously the Witch King, but I think she also did the Shadow Lord, maybe the Undying, or no, that was a Medusa Project that did Kamul. I'm trying to think of the other one that she did. So yeah, this should be very fun, and obviously it's going to be even more high chroma because we're going to combine our fluorescent colors with the cobalt teal. So yeah, it might literally just explode. It might just explode right there on the figure. And of course, here is where things kind of got started. There's a primer. There's our pre-glaze, and then we start to work in the lighter colors. We start to work in the freehand, right? And then we get some of those final colors and some of the final freehand in there. So I'll get these guys put down there. And the reference images down there, did those with AI, which was super handy. It's one way to kind of cut through all the stupid ideas really quickly. It also, it's a way for you to kind of step away from your own sort of creative bias. Oh, and also too, this is our royal portrait there of Theoden and Snowmane. So that was another one of our. That was last Thursday. Yeah, this coming Thursday, probably going to be doing the that Marvel Crisis Protocol terrain just to get through some of that. Need to get a little bit more of my light here on the edge of that. So yeah, these actually, there's actually more going on with these guys than the GW ones. Of course, the GW ones are 20 some odd years old, so it's not a surprise. I still do have some of those. I also have, was it Haldir, the metal one, and I think the metal banner bearer too. So we'll be painting those on stream. I think I have one of each, so I can actually paint up one Haldir like this, and then kind of more regular looking Haldir. Hey, Splintered Brush, how you doing? Boss Splintered Brush, if you want to share something in the chat there too, please go ahead. Nice to see everyone. Please give Splintered Brush Studios a follow. So Splintered Brush, I'm not right now, can't do the commission stuff. It's still, the thing's just too crazy right now. I'm hoping that maybe as the summer moves along, maybe into fall, then I can start doing that again. That's what I used to do almost exclusively, was the commission stuff, but obviously everything that happened in 22 and 23 kind of verschmizzled that completely. So eventually hoping to kind of work back into that. We need to get a little bit more of that light here, some of the armor. Zillica, nope, just basically straight up oil paints with the thinner. Now, we have been sort of adding in things like, well, we've added in some of the alkyd paints just because that, well, it does help things dry faster. I'm really more interested in the faster setting colors. The faster drying is nice, but the fact that they set makes it easier for things like violet and red. Yep, Splintered Brush Studio. The idea is that I will be in Fort Wappel, and I will be doing as many oil painting demos as I can. That's the plan. That's the goal. Is that I will have a little setup there. They're going to have a monitor for me, and I will try to do as many oil painting demos as I can, so that as many folks can kind of partake. Let's get our freehand here again. Remember, we wanted to let that teal set, and now that is, it's much easier to get this right there. If I had done this maybe an hour ago, this process would have been a little bit more challenging. I'll see you then, Splintered Brush. And again, primer. We do the pre-glaze, which gets wiped away while that is still wet. We take our filbert brushes here, and we start to do dry brushing stuff over the top, and then we start to work out. Here's some of our makeup sponges that we wipe it away with. And of course, hashtag no layers. There are no layers here. There are blending brushes. And of course, any brush can be a blending brush. We actually use the Lethal Shadow ones here because softer brushes, we can use those as blending brushes on a micro scale. So yes, sometimes our blending brush is pretty darn small. Here we're using the liner brush because not only do we need to get into some tricky spots, but we also need it to maintain that shape. Also, it as being a liner brush, it also keeps a lot of color in it too. Now, splinter brush. Hopefully, you got all this stuff well under control that you want to bring to Adepticon. I know folks they're trying to get armies painted, contest things painted, all that good stuff. So here's hoping you are able to do the same. So again, Lethal Shadows, if you wanted to share where you're going to be, in, especially in March there, because you got the 2 shows. We were talking about that earlier. Yep, I don't think we ever did do the lighter stuff on the birch bark. Oh, and now that I have found, of course, I found it, and then I probably, maybe now it's out in the garage or something. But I do want to do some oil painting on birch bark because, well, obviously Kathy's family, they have the cabin there in northern Minnesota, and there's poplar trees and birch trees. And they sent me tons and tons of tree bark because I painted on it a couple of times, and it was really, really fun. Ah, that's fantastic. There's splintered brush. I actually have to paint some Marvel Crisis Protocol terrain for Adepticon. I'll be probably painting the first of that on stream on Thursday. It's all the Wakanda stuff, I believe. They need that painted. And they were running out of time. So hopefully that will be helpful for them. A little bit more of the light there, and some of the, I should probably extend some of the dark. Yeah, we need to do that here. Let me take the indigo again. We're gonna reform that edge a little, and then actually form that edge. That one never really got formed. So yeah, splintered brush. I think it was maybe the panthers or whatever. I'm targeting those, maybe the trees or something to paint on stream. We'll see what, kind of depends what fits on camera. If it doesn't fit on camera, then we won't be able to do it. Again, if there's anything that you wanted to share in the chat, stuff that, like your MCP stuff there. I will also be painting some, what is that? Some stuff for Mantic there. Their, I forget what their new game is. Halo, that's it. Yeah, I'll be painting some of that for them on stream. They just dropped off some test figures. Now let me get some of my dark here. We have a bunch of middle tone, maybe even some light, but not any serious dark. Okay, so there's our serious dark. Now we're going to take a blending brush here. And smooth that out a little bit. So you can see there's Emerald City Comic Con, ACCC. Oh, it's booth 1119 on the main floor. Oh, and on the 3rd floor, that's right, you got the paint and take also. That's right. Because you don't have enough things to bring there, right? And enough stuff to do. You also do a paint and take. So again, everybody that's going to be in Seattle for ECCC. Now, booth 1119, that is Lethal Shadows. Here we're going to add the, here's a reflected. Right, you can see we're bringing in the, that is our turquoise there. Why? Because if it's sitting right next to that cloak there, how in the world does none of that reflect on there? So, oh, yeah, oh geez, that's right. I was thinking the brushes. I didn't think that the paints. So yeah, Lethal Shadows, that'll be your chance to try out the new Lethal Shadows paint line as well. So Grand Oracle might just trek across the sound to visit and partake in that. So again, everybody, if you're going to be around there for ECCC, make sure you stop by that Little Shadows gaming booth. You can try out the sides and the new paint line. Actually, now what is the new paint line called again? They rush ordered a whole bunch of them for March for those two big shows for PAX and ECCC. Did I get the? No, I never really did get the lightest light on there. Let's complete this too. We also have to get our lightest light on the freehand back there. We haven't actually done that yet. I'm going to just deposit some of this elsewhere. And then do this. Even then, I could have got a little more paint off of that brush. So there's one. Let's have the other one here. And that one sort of disappears over there. And you won't have to worry about the vendors area closing because the paint and take will stay open, being on that different floor, so that's a nice little advantage for you there. So again, everybody please, if you're going to be in that area, again, booth 1119 on the 0 level, and then on the 3rd level is the paint and take, where you get to try out the brushes and the new paint line. Boy, Grant Oracle, is it just me, or is there's been a lot of scout activity? Because what it used to be was swim meets. It seemed like the entire fall and winter was a lot of swim meets, and now it all seems to be Boy Scout stuff. Where'd that blending brush go? Oh, we'll just use this guy. The heck with it. That blended that very nicely, very quickly. Hey there, Gandalf. Nice to see you again. Happy Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday here now also. I hope that your Monday was a good one, of course. We have Galadhrim on a base and now ready to go, ready for action, ready for painting. So yes, Galadhrim grabs the ring and hilarity ensues. So building up for the big high adventure thing. So great to see it again there, Gandalf. Let me try working some of the lightest light down here. I'll have to still come back with some. Yeah, we'll come back with our dark too. We need a little bit of that down here. A tiny smidge there. That a little less. That was not a smidge. That was a smudge. That's okay. We'll figure out something. So again, everybody, please give Little Shadows Gaming a follow, and you'll have to let me know what you think of the new paint line for those that get to try it out at ECCC. I'm gonna throw a little. That's actually our greenish color there. Again, I don't want to do too much because remember, there's gonna be the snow here, and if everything is too light, then the snow is going to look a little extra dingy. We don't want that. And that is the crushed glass snow from Armored Wolf, of course, the bestest snow out there, because you can make that snow into all different kinds of things. You can make it kind of melted, right? You can have fresh snow, you can have muddy snow, and of course, if you want to have blood effects on the snow, you want to use the crushed glass, because, and I've tried it, I even did a video on this, any other method of snow and you go to put blood effects down there, it just looks like you've painted red dots. Whereas with the actual crushed glass snow, it's crystals, and your blood effects actually sinks down into it just like it would on real snow. Let me get, there's my light there on the lip. There we go. Maybe this hand also gets a little more light on the fingers right there. Now looking up, and there's still a bunch more. I think I still have at least 5 more prepped. Obviously, we've been hanging on to a couple of them, right, to show as a starting point and then where we're at now. But eventually those will get hit too, and of course, I also have this printed out in 72mm scale. That's going to be for probably a tutorial video, maybe. Either that, maybe I could do it on stream, but I think it was more supposed to be for tutorial. Again, that also from Dandelions in Middle Earth. I think I will get a little like that. It's so easy to do it here, right? As opposed to, say, with acrylics. That all just kind of blends itself. Didn't even need the blending brush. Lethal Shadows, I understand that. I was telling people the story of how I took, 12 step-by-step pictures of this and then promptly deleted them earlier today, so I don't have them anymore. So yeah, that's there's the distraction level is reaching fever pitch, right? And I think well, let's see, we got the doubles here. I think maybe the zeros and the doubles wouldn't be bad to have. Yeah, and sadly, well, I thought another painting was my most recent one. So if the camera hadn't been almost, the SD card hadn't almost been out of space, it wouldn't have mattered. But it was almost out of space, and I needed to take more pics. So yeah, away went all the pictures. There's been a few other instances like that where just too much distraction is piling on. Did I ever get the dark under there? Not really. I did over here, but not over here. Now I also really would like to get another, again, that reflected light there, so we have to kind of see we're putting in almost another band of dark there. And then up here, that will also indicate a bit of a sharp edge right there. And of course, normally, you delete something, it's sitting there in the recycle bin, and you go, because I just did that the other day, and I went, whoa, no, we don't want to delete that, not yet. And I just dug it out of the recycle bin, found out the hard way that with the camera SD card, it just disappears. It doesn't go into the recycle bin, which is weird because all of the USB drives and everything else, even if you delete something, you still have to empty the recycle bin. So note to all you young players out there, if you're deleting files off of that camera, restore is not going to help you. Did we do? Okay, we did do our lighter line there. I need to get this cleaned up down. There we go. And then these two here, these leaves of armor here, let's get those with a harder edge on them. Yeah, we need to spruce this up a little bit here. Actually, we've got mostly just our light and then a mid-tone, not the extra dark there. Anything else? We need to get a little light down in here. I'm just going to use our new radiant color for that. Again, not sure if they really are going to be radiant. I still have to, again, hopefully that winter sale is still going on. Ooh, and that's the other thing we need to do here. Get the asphaltum. Got to get the interior of the shield here with just a little something. It's just a little bit of a warmer color. It's barely even a brown. It's sort of like a brownish gray. I don't know, maybe I do need to just get more of my... I need to get a little more light in there. I'm going to try and bring out a little bit more of the male here with some of the dark first. Then maybe come back with some of the lighter stuff. When in doubt, make things darker. Yeah, surface tension, what he wants to do actually is he wants to set up a couple of lights that, like spotlights, that really hit that, so that, you know, when you do turn out those lights, it really does give it a nice glow to it. We need a little more something in there too. Okay, not too much, just a little something. Hey there, AD. So AD, sorry about the news there, and that's always a rough thing. So sorry to hear about that. But if you wanted to share any of your, hopefully you've been making progress on your Adepticon entry. Hopefully you can kind of, I guess, maybe distract yourself a little bit by working on that. It's been looking really good. And of course, if you want to share anything in the chat, everybody please give AD Creations a follow. So everybody give AD Creations a follow. Again, I hope that your Resin Beast entry is going really well. Let me do a little more of our light down there and some of that right over here. There we go. That was missing right there. So again, everybody please give AD Creations a follow. So AD, I just was figuring you probably wouldn't be streaming right away. But again, if you're going to do that, just let folks know maybe when you'll be doing that. So yeah, AD, sorry about that. And whether it's expected or unexpected,
Hello, little hobbits. Spark my ganja.
it's never going to be an easy thing. Thank you so much, Taco Jesus. Appreciate that. He says, you know what? I tried to convince one of the hobbits to open up a joint like that, but he says nobody would go for that. He says, well, what do you mean? It's like, well, it was going to be a taco joint called Loaves and Fishes. Well, that's good. Hope you're able to do that tomorrow there, AD. So yes, indeed, Taco Jesus with a restaurant called Loaves and Fishes, but all they serve is tacos. That's a unique set of culinary delights there. Now, I realize I never did get any of the lighter stuff down in that part of the shield. Hey there, Arathu, nice to see ya. Welcome back. Happy Tuesday there, Arathu. Now, let me look at you. Did we? No? Okay, we're good there. Alright, never mind. So, Rathu, we've been painting up some more of our little tricksy elves here. Again, Galadhrim accepts the One Ring. And now it's winter all across Lothlorien. So yes, Dark Queen Galadhrim and the Galadhrim. Well, you have a good night there, Night Whisper. And again, I hope everything, when you're doing your oil stuff, the charts really do reveal a lot. Yes, Taco, I think that's called plot twist, right? Taco Jesus. Yeah, you go in there, you're looking at that name, you think, oh, it's gonna be great, and it's just, it's all fishes and bread. Of course, there would also be there would be that bar. You would have the wine bar, where everything is just water till somebody drinks it. So it's the ultimate. It's the most inexpensive wine bar ever, because it's all you have to do is just get water, right? You don't have to actually produce any wine. It doesn't turn into wine until people drink it. Thank you so much, Taco Jesus. Appreciate that. So let me see. 4 hours. 4 hours ago, these two lads right here, they looked exactly like this. So they were just primer. Then we did our usual pre-glazy thing, right? Some pre-glaze. Then we started to work in those lighter colors with our filbert brushes. After wiping away the pre-glaze, and then then more and more details added, like freehand.